Okay, so we have to start with chapter 3, revision, feasibility study. Feasibility study is part of the business idea. So the first thing is we come up with a business idea. So as soon as you come up with a business idea, you don't just execute that idea. You have to investigate the potential profits, the potential threats on that idea. And that is where feasibility study comes into place. Are you with me, please? So there's feasibility study, which is an investigative report into the potential and profitability of a business idea. So it's all about the business idea. So when there's a business idea, you don't just execute the idea. You investigate the profitability of that idea, the potentials in that idea before you execute it. And that is what feasibility study is about. Do you get feasibility study here? So here I wrote, it's an investigative report into the potential and profitability of a business idea. The business idea is there. Oh, we want to create this product, or we want to produce this product, or we want to render this service. But what are the potentials in these services? What is the profitability in this service? That is why we need feasibility study. Is feasibility study clear? So what are the areas of feasibility study? I didn't write it here. I'm going to talk about it now. We have different areas of feasibility study. We have the technical area. For technical area, we're simply talking about technology, software, and skills. That is technical. Then we have financial, which is going to talk about the profitability and the revenue, and also the cost of that study. And the last area is the operational. For operational, we're going to talk about raw materials. We're going to talk about skills needed, skills of labor. We're going to talk about tools or equipment needed, and the cost. The financial capability, that is about the three areas of feasibility study. We have technical, we have financial, and we have operational. I think those ones are clear. Now we go to the types of feasibility study. For the types of feasibility study, we have, the first one is market feasibility. Are you with me, please? When we talk about market feasibility, here I wrote, it determines whether there is demand for product or service in a specific market. So we call it market feasibility because you can't just produce a product because you have make a research and the product is going to be selling. You have to make if you want the product to sell, it simply means you have to produce goods and services or services that consumers are willing to buy. So that is why you need market feasibility. So market feasibility will determine whether the product you want to sell or the service you want to render is in demand in the market. A market is a place of contact between buyers and sellers. So the feasibility in the market allows you to determine if whatever you want to produce is going to sell or not. That is market feasibility. Do you get that? Do you get it or not, please?